Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got a packed episode. We're gonna try to condense this as much as we can, but it's a lot to talk about. It's a big weekend from San Diego Comic-Con. A lot of shit to talk about. Sorry, excuse my French. A lot of stuff to talk about, but we just gonna try to breeze right through it. All right. But yeah, another episode of Who Watches the Watchers. Sorry for last week. We had some technical difficulties.
And bees.
So extra long episode this week. But let's see where we gotta go. Starting this weekend, I think Friday was that Thursday night. We got some news in the wrestling world with your boy Vince McMahon retiring from WWE. Any thoughts on that right now?
It had to happen. You can't have a head of creative who's making decisions with everybody based off of the allegations that was happening. I mean, he's now they're saying it may be more than 12 women, maybe close to 8, maybe more than that. They're looking at a long track record of him, and I think what really hit him in was Ashley Mezzanero. That case, I guess she got raped, or was it a rape thing that happened with her?
Well, it was a situation on Tribute to the Troops where allegedly one of the troops assaulted her.
Ooh. And
when she went to Vince to speak about it and to come out with what happened, Vince kind of wanted to protect his relationship with the troops over protecting your what does he call them? Independent contractors.
Wow.
So yeah, and if you guys don't know how her story ends, she eventually committed suicide.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I knew she committed suicide, but I forgot all about the.
Yeah, I think they're going
the troops.
They're going to do something on it. I think one of them networks. I think it's Real Sports. I think it is. I want to say it's them, but one of them networks is picking up that story, and I think between that and then he's got multiple cases with these women that he's got these allegations with. I mean, he had to go. I mean, they need a whole new reboot from the ground up. And it starts with management and who's going to really say anything, and the higher guy in charge is the one making decisions based on who he's going to put in the bedroom with him. So he had to go.
Well, at least they got a board of directors that can try to best finagle their way in there to be like, hey, even though you are the owner of this company, you're putting us all in a bad position, where we all can lose money, and it won't just be your reputation that's tarnished. You're going to, disemploy everyone.
Right.
So he has to go. I mean, I think he retired just based off of that. I think if none of this was going on, he don't get caught, he's still out there.
So what does
rolling like I was.
look like for him? Is he like this never going to show his face again? Is that what he means?
He gonna have to Chris Benoit himself, not literally, not literally, like in terms of
fade away.
We're not talking about him. We're not. Well, you can acknowledge him, but he can't be an on-air personality. He can't. Like, you really can't, and I don't really feel too bad about it. I thought it was been time for him to go.
Yeah. I want to say, y'all, it's his company. You don't do whatever the hell you want to do. If he wants to, he can just buy everybody out and just close the whole damn thing if he wants to.
I'd be happy with that.
I don't know if he can though. If he's publicly traded, so I don't know if he can fully do that. Like he might not have the power per se to.
It's still his company though.
I think he owns 80% of the shares.
Yeah,
so.
But that's different from being able to sell the company though.
Yeah, he got people. He got to.
I'm saying you can't get rid of him.
If he buys everybody out, right? If he bought everybody out, how much money would he have left to live a comfortable life?
He's petty, so we don't know what he.
Because he just cracked a billionaire, right?
He's not going to do that. He's going to leave it in the hands of Stephanie. He's still, even if they buy him off,
he gonna feel like he lost. I think if he did that, he feel like he lost.
I think he winning, honestly.
I'm talking about if he would just do what he said, like to sell it all.
Yeah,
not sell it, but buy it all, buy everybody out, and then shut the doors. I think he loses
why
that
would
way.
He do that?
That's what I'm saying. I think he loses. I don't think he want to lose. I think he want to win.
Money off the table, so.
Yeah, he don't want no L's. He can't lose.
He still got money. He's just not going to show. He's 77 years old anyway. He ain't had that many appearances left in him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but
I
it's
think
just-
he, like I said before, I think he won in this whole thing. He got off.
Yeah.
Oh, just the optics of it. He has to go. I mean, it's too much that he's done. I'm not really, and I'll say this. To me, it's not really like a thank you, Vince. It's just like, okay, go. Because, I mean, he's...
The only thing is, and maybe after some time, like 5 years, 7 years from now, he'll show his face again and everybody will clap and applaud.
Yeah, I can see that.
He
happening,
does
too.
need like a,
They'll have to
one time
appreciate
before
what
he
he
go.
did, though.
Some
Like,
time to.
We like those Stone Cold Stunners. You took the pan, the pea pan to the.
Wait. Let me
Bedpan
ask you-
McMahon.
Let me ask, this is what I tell everybody. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have AEW. You wouldn't have New Japan. None of them wrestling companies wouldn't have spurned off if it wasn't for him.
No, what would actually happen is we would
Because
start,
WCW was going to die.
we would still. Nah, I don't think WCW was gonna die.
They was losing money.
This
Regardless.
is, like I said,
I
this
mean,
is where it gets tricky
and I
with
get
that.
what you're saying. It's a thank you, Vince, but like I'm one of them people.
The
When
one
you-
who runs AEW said he started it because of Vince, right?
When y'all doing people wrong, that's supersedes. Like
It
that
does.
supersedes you doing.
But I
stuff.
also think
That supersede,
time makes people forget. That's why I said like 7 years from now he gonna
And
pop
he's
his
white.
head back out and they gonna do it like a
And
going
but you know what though?
Thank you.
And it's,
for
it's
your
also a
service,
circumstance
Vince.
too.
Yeah.
Like I just think if he'd have done something more malicious, you know, what I mean, I think he'd be done. But the fact that it was, you know, like we said the last time we talked about it, you know, it was basically an exchange of currency.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Or do we call? We don't call it a favor, would we?
see,
You know?
this is my idea. I really think what you see right now is only the tip of the iceberg. Vince McMahon been in company how long? He didn't just start doing this stuff.
No.
And I think it's a lot. There's been allegations over the years, and it's like it's a lot of things when you got somebody in power and money, they can make allegations, they can make people be quiet, they can make things. But now once the floodgate busts open, because I'm telling you, we're going to get a surviving Vince McMahon. It's coming. It's going to come. The thing, and I get it. People not going to like the stories that they hear.
Yeah.
Just like when Dark Side of the Ring came and they started talking about that airplane ride and stuff that was only rumors, and then it comes out, yo, that was real.
And then they end up
Flair
trying to
was
buy the
doing this.
company.
And Flair a whole different conversation for another day. But I just personally feel like this is the tip of the iceberg. Vince been the head of the company, in the company for how many years? He ain't just start doing this.
Vince McMahon's been trying to control the damn narrative for so long.
Because sorry.
Also, my fault. He's been trying to control everything. Now it's just like you see a lot of these ex-wrestlers online giving interviews, basically telling you what happened, and then now it's coming off like, oh, they're disgruntled
Nah,
employees.
that's what they tell you, disgruntled. So,
Now you got some legit things that's happening, and you notice that when the allegations things came out, nobody really never from that company came out and said, this is false, this is rigorous, we're going to fight this in court. And you notice no litigation has came up with about a lawsuit about a reporter reporting something like this.
it's a paper trail, that's why.
I was just going to say it might be his end of the NDA. Like, you know, he signed off on something as well. The person that that signed it too, they was like, okay, I'm agreeing not to say XYZ, and he has to agree not to say XYZ, just so the money won't get funny. But I think they probably signed like a time limit, like maybe they got like a 15, 20 year limit on their NDA, so that's why they're like, okay, the time is up. Now it's time to start talking about it. So one, we could try to get more money out of it and bring more awareness to what happened, so people won't keep painting him as this great person when he ain't.
I just wondering what's going to happen next. I mean, CM Punk just, I mean, he cut that promo on them. I mean, he pretty much nailed what happened. Said the company was going to be ran by his daughter and his son-in-law, Rufus' son-in-law. So,
But he kind of does what all wealthy men eventually do, right? They end up getting caught up in spending their money on women when they're married, and
I mean,
it's gonna go away like you
I
said.
don't know
7
personally,
years.
but in the grand scheme of life, he still got money. He still got his freedom.
Oh, you'll be all right.
He
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, the key thing is, as long as he got freedom.
He good.
'Cause
He
he
at
can
the end
find
of
ways
his
to
life
money.
with a lot of money. He's been living good for what, the past 30 years
Or more.
maybe more. He alright. He alright.
Yeah.
So
He ain't the average cat that's that's going to, if this happened to them, they'd be locked up. And
so that was
Also-
just Thursday.
I have one more thing.
Go ahead.
I also think the whole thing wouldn't have been as big a deal as it was if those quote unquote budget cut releases didn't happen last year. I think that all is the tie-in, because now it was like we did budget cuts, but you was paying this amount of money to, and that affects people. You know, as people, they got jobs, they got lives. They might have got cut not because of their talent or anything that they did, but because you screwing other women outside your marriage. Which, if that was me, I'd have a bone to pick. Like, yo, you released me, I ain't do nothing. Oh, this was with the budget, and then come out later, this is what the budget cuts was about.
Then I got another bone to pick. I mean, they fired that dude Enzo Amore off.
Especially Bray Wyatt.
You know,
Off of
I
that.
ran into him at Waffle House
Oh yeah.
a couple months. Yeah, he in the
lives- he
Delaware
lives in
area.
Delaware.
Did he pay for your meal?
Nah.
Did you know who he was?
You should have did
Yeah,
the
I
show.
was like, I heard you. He's like, yeah, I'm Enzo. He didn't say Amore. He said, just call me Enzo, because his new name
can't
is
use
it.
Enzo.
Enzo.
Because they own Enzo
Right,
Amore.
Enzo Amore, WWE.
Jack, too.
Yeah, him and his girl was walking in. I'm like, yo, aren't you? Yeah. You know who else I ran into at Waffle House? Michael Blackson. I got some good ass pictures of him and his girl, and I was going to eat.
No, he
I
was
was going,
Delaware heavy, man.
and I was going to message the girl like, "Hey, I don't want to post these, but you can have them because they some nice ass pictures." The sun was in the backdrop and everything. They was, I was like, being a creep, but it turned out to be a nice ass picture. I ain't never sent it because I felt like a creep. But
House, man.
yeah,
I seen him at Christiana Mall. This is years
Enzo
ago.
Amore was at Christiana too. Yep.
I seen Michael Blackson at Christiana Mall. He had on an all white leather suit,
I
and
gotta
it
show
was
you the
in
picture of this
the
nigga.
middle of July.
I gotta show you. What
I
he
was
had
like, what
on.
is he
had
thinking?
the Thriller outfit. I gotta show you.
He looked so hot. I didn't even want to talk to him because I ain't want to have none of that heat on me. So I just let him, bypass. If you ever watch this, Michael Blackson, what up? I meant to should have said to you that day when I saw you, man, but you look too uncomfortable. And I didn't want to make you any more uncomfortable by having some random person you don't know say what's up to you.
But let's. So there's more stuff that happened. That was just the beginning of the week. All right, the beginning of the weekend. Obviously, San Diego Comic-Con this weekend. We were expecting trailers. We were expecting announcements.
You got a lot.
Let's start off with the earlier on announcements. So I don't know how big you guys are. Brian was saying there was a Dungeons and Dragon movie. I vaguely remember, maybe not. I kind of don't remember
It's
it.
an old one.
I meant to look it up.
But
and
we got a
talking
new
about it.
Dungeons and Dragon movie, Honor Among Thieves. The trailer looked alright. It was cool. It's like a decent, like a comedy adventure movie. I mean, it ain't gonna break box office numbers, but they have Chris Pine, Michelle Rodriguez, some other people. Oh, that boy from Bridgerton. I think that was the biggest.
Hugh
Yeah.
Grant's in it, I think.
So
Yeah, he looked like he the villain, Hugh Grant.
I couldn't tell, honestly. I couldn't tell.
No.
I mean, I'm probably gonna watch it. Probably wait till it come out on streaming. I ain't gonna go to the theaters and see it. But
I'm gonna go to the theater. See
Yep,
it. I know it's gonna flop,
it was Marlon Wayans.
it was Marlon Wayans.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you talking about the old one?
The old Dungeons and Dragons, yeah.
Yeah, I meant to say,
Marlon
yeah, Marlon. Yeah. I seen it.
Look up Marlon and say cheese.
But
yo,
I mean,
Dungeons and Dragons is still heavy.
it don't look bad. It don't look bad.
It looks good.
Like just the actual game itself, I was just they were talking about it on the radio the other day, and like I don't know if you know about how long a game of Dungeons and Dragons takes. They call it a campaign. Like it takes like it could take months, years to finish one.
I know they be going hard at it. People be really
Yeah.
dedicated
Yeah.
to it. They got a. I don't know if y'all watch Stranger Things, which is their
I
last
got
season.
it. I have to
I
watch
didn't see
it.
this.
Last season
I
was
watched it.
fire,
Yeah, it was.
but they got a big like Dungeons and Dragon theme going on.
They were all like the length of like regular films too, weren't they?
What's that?
The episodes, all 8 episodes of Stranger Things. They
Not
were like,
all 8, but the last few episodes were long.
long.
They were like an hour and a half,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit longer.
The last one for this one was almost.
It was an hour or something
Yeah,
for sure.
wow.
Yeah.
It was time.
See, I gotta watch it, but I feel like I'm so far behind.
Nah, you got time, bro. You got
I
time.
was
At least,
starting from the
you could
beginning.
finish it before the last season come out. They got one final season come out. You could catch up before.
Well, you know
that.
what? Maybe that's what I'll wait for.
You could watch an
I'm
episode a
going to
week
binge
and
it all at
catch
the
up.
same time. I know I'm saying that, but I know
You could
know
watch
I
an
ain't.
episode a week and catch up by then.
I actually like it. It's
Hey, Stranger Things is fire, bro.
Thanks. The music fire.
But
It's a lot.
Let's see what else
You
we
ain't
got.
watched. It's based off a lot of. got a lot
they
of horror
tapped
modules
into a
in it.
lot of '80s themes, a lot of horror themes.
I really
The
want to watch
writers-
it personally because of Robert Englund. That's like really the only reason why I want to watch it.
He has a role in the 4th season, but
It's actually good.
it's
though.
bigger. It's bigger than just.
I'm gonna skip the Robert Englund. I ain't gonna lie to you. Anytime I see him involved with anything, I'm on that.
But outside of that, we got a He-Man and the Masters of the Universe confirmed for season 3.
Yes.
I personally have not watched the Netflix version yet.
Me either.
I will be finishing it before the end of the summer up, but I hear people are mixed about it because it's
Rogan did.
it's
No, Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith.
Yeah, my bad.
So he
watched
did
Kevin
Smith.
took some liberty with it. I hear, but I hear it's not a bad series.
Yeah.
Basically, what they did was they took the old '80s show and they kind of made it a little bit more mature. Some people, I don't want to spoil it for y'all, but y'all ain't seen it. But,
Yeah.
but they changed a lot of things about some of the characters.
That's what I heard.
A lot.
I don't know how I feel.
I didn't have.
It's got
if
a
you
season
watch the
3.
show, and if you watch it and you see the changes they did, y'all like it. I think personally, just knowing from all y'all how y'all are, I think y'all will really like the changes.
Yeah, I mean
And
it's
it's
good
some-
enough to get the 3rd season, so I'm assuming it can't be that bad.
It's got some real good fight scenes in it. The last episode for this season, where they had Skeletor and everything, it was good, man. It was real good.
I thought the reboot on Cartoon Network some years back. Well, probably some years, probably like
It's
10 years.
way
back.
better. Than
Was that when he was
That one
younger?
was good too.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think that was a
They
bad.
canceled that because the toys wasn't selling.
So that's a big thing. That
I
is
have
a
the
big
toys at
thing.
home.
You didn't buy enough, Jason.
The original
I
Teen
know.
Titans, the original Teen Titans got canceled because the toys wasn't selling, and so
did
when they
Young
remade,
Justice.
and so did Young Justice, and so when they remade Teen Titans, they
So
geared
that's
it
what
toward
they got now.
kids, so they can try to get a marketing and other things toward the kids. But Young Justice,
Green Lantern.
Earth's
show.
Mightiest Heroes, Avengers, all that shit got canned.
Yeah, because they wasn't selling toys.
That's
But they
crazy.
had high ratings for their shows, though.
But they were geared toward us, and
I
we
know.
were. But
That's crazy, man. But, yeah, but,
watch
yeah,
Young
people
Justice. Watch Young Justice. That's the only thing I can say. Watch Young Justice. Some more things. We got Lord of the Rings, Power of the Rings trailers, which is a prequel series. Corey shaking his head. He must have never watched Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, low-key fire. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's long.
Yeah.
All right.
Watch Harry Potter and Lord of
Nah,
the
nah. And that's how I felt about Harry Potter. I ain't watched Harry Potter until I was like 3 years ago. But Lord of the Rings, low key, all right. And this prequel series, I ain't gonna hold you, look all right too. They got some
Yeah.
stuff that they showing, like some characters being, I don't want to say created, but like the origin stories of some characters from the movie, villains in particular. It don't look bad. Amazon got a hit with The Boys. I don't know if y'all watched The Boys. Right now, The Boys, all right. So
They put some money into this.
this they got money into it. You can look at the effects. They ain't just bullshit. So I got a little bit of high hopes for it. I think that's out soon. Actually, I gotta go look at the date, but I think that's out soon.
Next month.
So that
Yeah.
so if you think about it, man, Lord of the Rings, that thing been around for a minute.
Yeah.
I
Like, they
just
got what
saw
was it, 6 films and
something
this.
about the top most paid directors. Peter Jackson's number 2, mostly off of Lord of the Rings.
Under who? James Cameron.
James Cameron, I think.
I can-
Who
huh?
Avatar?
Spielberg.
Avatar,
Yeah,
right?
that's-
I
yeah.
think.
He probably got the highest grossing movie. That's still number 1 for movies, period. But yeah, I want to see. But they're about to. Speaking of highest grossing movies, they're about to put Spider-Man back in there in September to try to get that that bump up in there because I think it's almost at $2 billion.
Yeah, it's like number 3 now,
It's
right?
it's up there. So I when it comes to that, they're trying to get it back.
Steven Spielberg Highest grossing. No, this not all time. This not all time. Hold on. Russo brothers is up there. They're like 3 or 4.
Oh, yeah,
but their
well-
ratio is better than everybody's because they only have like 4 total
films.
movies,
Yeah.
where the rest of them got 10. Their 4 total movies put them in the 3rd or 4th spot,
That just lets you look. That's to let you
and
know.
their average is killing everybody else because of Endgame and Infinity War.
Yep.
Their averages
Now-
is killing
now
them.
that right there-
Besides them two.
Civil War and Winter Soldier.
They only did 4 movies.
Yep.
Yeah, they were coming. They
Now,
was
You know what though?
Comedian
Now,
writers.
because of that statistic, that's why when they do the the Oscars and the one that's before that one, they need to have a superhero section. Best actor, best actress, film, all the other things that's involved with that, they need to have them included in there because that is a massive accomplishment. To only have 4 films and you that high up in the pecking order, you need your own. You need your respect. You need your own section
So
where you can get your
highest
acknowledgement.
grossing film directors of all time. Number 1, Steven Spielberg.
I know it.
Number 2 is the Russo brothers. Their average movie is 977 million.
Spielberg.
Spielberg is 287 million. That's his average off of 37 movies.
And that's probably from just
Russo brothers 7 movies. Russo brother got 7 movies and
Hold on.
averaged 977 million per movie.
So let me ask this. Now, it wasn't until then. I might be wrong. I
Peter
might be
Jackson
right.
number 3.
Don't know. But
Lord of the Rings.
people weren't like the MCU movies didn't start making $1 billion until they started directing them, right? Like
Possibly.
they had nothing jump over $1
That
billion until that.
Avengers 1 did numbers. I don't know what exactly.
Did Iron Man
Okay.
3 almost make $1 billion? It was like 8
Iron Man
right?
3. I don't think Iron Man 3 did
I
that
don't
good.
know.
no.
I don't know.
I don't think Iron Man
That's
3
the
did that
highest
good.
grossing one out of the 3 that I know.
It
right?
made some, but it didn't make a lot.
I
It didn't
like
make
Iron
More
Man.
than the first one? We got to check that.
'Cause that's what I'm
That's how
wondering.
this nigga got the one movie.
Because look, you think about it like that. If that is a true statistic, that means you need to hire the Russos for everything. Like
All I'm saying is
that right there, just to be in
Check
that
my-
room with
check
them
my-
is like, oh man.
check my credits. Go
But that's only one film though.
And he
Like,
gonna make another
but these boys, yeah, he gonna yeah. Black
Hey,
Panther,
they
Wakanda
said they'll
Forever
do
was
Secret
good.
Wars. They said they really want to do Secret Wars. We'll see if that happens.
Feige said they're
and I ain't
not
gonna.
doing it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hold on,
we'll
we
see.
jumping the gun. We
We'll
jumping the gun.
see.
We jumping the gun.
All right.
let's
So,
see
and some
Yeah, we
other,
jumping the gun. Hold on. We still got some other stuff. We jumping the gun. Go
and
ahead.
some other San Diego
Mm-hmm.
Comic-Con news. I don't know how big y'all was on Gremlins back in the 80s, 90s.
Love it.
But they got a little animated series coming out. They got the actor coming back,
Yeah.
the white boy. Huh?
Yeah, Gremlins.
Gremlins? They got an animated joint.
I bypassed that.
You ain't watching the Gremlins? Come on, Corey. You can't shake your head on everything,
I never
bro.
seen it.
Come on.
I
bro.
wanted the third one. Honestly,
I would rather have a
I
live
prefer
action
a third
too.
live action,
But
especially with-
anything better than nothing for me right now. So
I'm just
I'll
thinking-
take it.
I think
With
How I Met
today's-
Your is actually coming back to voice.
The boy coming back. Yeah. So
With
they got
today-
2 characters coming back in particular: the caretaker and the white dude. So
It's
I'm a little
supposed
excited
to be
for
a
it.
prequel, I think.
I don't know.
I don't know if it's a prequel or it's something that's going to be going forward.
We'll see.
But I feel like that's a missed opportunity with today's technology.
Yeah, go
It'd
forward.
be real
To
good.
Yeah.
do,
It'd be
I
real
mean,
good.
the old Gremlins still looks good when I watch it, and it was like puppets and whatnot. So today's
Jim, I
technology.
think was it Jim Henson?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had to been. It had to
No,
been
I
from
didn't know
that.
Jim Henson was in Teenage Mutant Turtles like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Whoa, what?
He did the suits.
Yeah,
He did the suit.
Come
Yeah.
on, come
He did
on.
the puppet.
You didn't know that?
I ain't never really paid attention to it.
Come on,
See,
Simon.
back then, if it was
He rolling his grave.
suit related
Yeah.
or
He
puppet,
just got disgusted.
back then if it was puppet related, you had to go through
Yeah.
Jim. You didn't have
He
no
did.
other
Well, he did the
options.
Predator.
Y'all
He
know
did
what's funny?
Terminator. He did everything,
He was on
man.
everything.
Oh, y'all know what's funny about Gremlins? Y'all know that movie is responsible for why everything is PG-13.
because of the PG.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see
Well,
it.
back in the early '80s, it was PG and rated R. When they was bringing out Gremlins, they didn't know what to rate it. At first, they gave it an R rating, but it didn't have any F-bombs in it, and it didn't have any like crazy horror or gore in it. So they kind of met in the middle and said, "Well, we'll do a PG-13," and that's what it's been since then.
Well, what's crazy around that same time, now that you bring that up, I don't know if anybody else has seen the movie Just One of the Guys. It's an 80s movie. It's a girl that's doing a report on guys or something in her high school. Or no, she was in college. So she's doing a report. So she cuts her hair. She has short hair, and then she was being a guy, dressed
like
as a
that.
guy.
What was that shit? Michelle Trachtenberg.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and it's something similar to that, and it's just one of the guys. Just one of the guys is rated PG. Well, towards the end of the movie, the guy that she started to like, who's thinking she's a guy, and she's trying to explain to him at the end, hey, I'm a girl, blah, 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 blah. And he's not believing. He's like, no, you're a guy, stop. Da-da-da. Because she ends up falling in love with him. Well, in the movie, she opens up her shirt. Today's. So that's rated PG, and you got full view of the breastises. And it's rated PG. Like, it's wild how the ratings were.
My times changed.
It's a good movie, though. I watched a bunch of
I remember the name. I don't think I've seen it like front to back.
I'm gonna make it a point to watch it now.
I know. Right?
It's a nice set. She did have a nice set. I mean that with all respect.
I went through a phase of rewatching just 80s movies and early 90s movies. The stuff
I
that
had to
couldn't
do that
remember.
with the Breakfast Club.
I watched what's the one? Weird Science.
Oh,
Not the
that's
cartoon,
great.
but the movie. I mean, not the show, but the movie version.
Yeah.
Shit was alright. The chick alright too,
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah. Kelly LeBrock.
Yeah, that's Steven Seagal's ex-wife, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kelly LeBrock. And Weird Science. I think that's the best shit ever in that movie.
Above the Law? Oh, no, Hard to Kill.
I mean, she always looked good, but Weird Science is I think it's that
I can't
with
believe he
with
was
the
saying
half
he had to
T-shirt.
rewatch it.
Yeah.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute, bro. You saw it recently?
No, I always watch whenever it come on.
Man.
Yeah, and then the TV show that used to be on USA was pretty good too.
Yeah, I remember the TV
Vanessa
show.
Angel.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, she was.
Who was on that
another
show
one.
when it was back then?
You
Because
must not have been born.
Vanessa Angel was the
She was
the
in
girl.
that bowling movie, Kingpin, I think.
She was fine.
I love Kingpin, man.
She-
Oh my
she's
god.
fine.
She's the chicken.
You don't like Kingpin?
And I felt like the TV show was a good adaptation.
took
of
TV
that.
show was good.
They
TV
kept-
show
they
was
kept
good.
it close to the
man.
best
He
with
was-
it.
I'm talking about when Bill Murray got jumped on the bowling alley.
Yeah, that's the funny part.
That's my favorite part of the
We getting off topic.
All right, next up.
Some other stuff. I'm not sure if y'all big into Walking Dead. I kind of fell off myself.
Yeah, I used to
Walking
love
Dead
it.
used to be big, at least to me personally.
That's still around.
Yeah, they finally finished. They've been on the final season for like 3 years now, I feel like. But either way, they announced they got 2 other series coming. They got this one where it's like standalone tales, like an anthology of like random periods and like as the world going to shit for different people. Terry Crews is in one of the episodes.
Yeah.
So it looked good. It looked decent, all right. But then they announced that the 2 main, I don't say 2 main, but Rick and Michonne are also getting their own spinoffs.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a like a mini series. I guess it's gonna tie up their loose ends, and they're gonna.
I guess.
So-
I think they dropped the ball with the story arc personally, but it's been going on for it's like 11 seasons, so obviously it's been still
Over
getting,
almost 12 years.
it's been getting enough views to keep going. I personally think it tapered off.
You know,
When
I
was that?
think
When
really
the,
killed that show off. Honestly,
What's the dude name?
Negan?
Negan. That's
I
where I
think
kind
that's
of feel
where-
like it went.
I
a
think
little down.
when I was telling people, I said when they bring Negan on, people
And it's
won't be
crazy because in the
salty.
comic book,
They did it
when they
accurate.
did Negan, that's when the comic book was like, yo,
Yeah,
even
it
though we
went
had
through-
crazier shit going on, this shit real crazy now. But for the show,
But,
because
you know-
they did their own liberties and changed some things,
Yeah.
how do you take out the main character of the show and then everybody? I don't know if y'all know, but Carl, his son died in the show, but he doesn't die in the comic.
Yeah.
But
And Rick loses a hand in the thing.
they changed too much, I think, and it just
And also
lost its
And
interest.
also, what I think what it was is that for a comic book, it's okay because not everyone is going to grab the comic book every day. But when it came to it being on TV every Sunday, and you pretty much watch, rinse, and repeat everything. They run from zombies. They kill them. They meet humans they're not supposed to be around. They try to fight them, and it's like they kept recycling that. And even when it got to Negan, it started getting to the point where people were just like, well, we already know what's going to happen. I think that's where the interest tapered off. They never really put them in no real peril. So I think that just, made people tune off.
I think they put Negan in too late. They should have had him in probably maybe the 4th, maybe the 5th season.
When did he jump in
Nah,
there?
I think he came in at the right time. I think too many changes to the main characters
Yeah, that's true.
threw the show off. I think, how do you get rid of Rick and he's the main character of the story, and then the B character? I don't want to say call them B characters because they're good characters, but you just can't.
And Norman Reedus'
Do that.
character didn't even exist.
Nah, they made him for
He
the
didn't
show.
have it. He didn't have a story arc in the comics, so everything just kind of seemed like they was winging it to me.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like. So
They had good creatives in the beginning, but like
there
you
was
said,
a lot of
it
people
tapered off.
beefing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Between creative directors, people getting fired,
Darren
people getting
Brown,
hired.
especially.
They saying we don't agree with the way it's going. The young boy, his son, getting paid too much money. Then he like, you know what? I'm ready to bounce.
Nah, his
I don't
parents
know.
got involved in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I got. And the boy
So,
mad with his parents now.
He
so-
mad with the parents. It
they
was
messed
weird.
his bag up.
It was a real weird
Isn't that
situation.
almost every kid actor?
Fun with the bag, man.
Except for the one for 2.5 million. He banked his money.
Yeah.
He about to get a emancipation.
Yeah.
You saw how much money you
Yeah, it's kind of like an FU to them. Like, yeah, all right, well, just kill me off. So they
He
can.
was getting $1 million.
That side money is good.
He fucked that up, man. Ooh.
But what else we got?
Next.
Avatar is getting 3 movies. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Avatar, The Last Airbender. Corey, is that okay with you? Not the blue people.
Oh, it's not the blue.
Not the
No,
blue
blue
people.
people.
The Last
All right,
Airbender. Is
all
that
right,
all right?
all
Woo!
I thought you was talking
Come
about
on, man.
Avatar.
Damn. Avatar: The Last Airbender is getting 3 movies. I wasn't aware they're getting 3 movies made.
I wasn't aware
Netflix,
this.
right?
I wasn't aware this. I just read that here.
And so,
Is that M. Night Shyamalan?
nah,
it's
He did the
they,
first
they
one.
got a
but-
whole new team
Thank God.
dedicated to this, making these 3 movies.
You like the one with M. Night, whatever? Shyamalan?
Shyamalan.
I like his movies. That's one of the few movies of his I did not watch.
That was horrible.
Terrible.
I'm
They
sorry.
did a total disservice with that one, man.
Yeah.
Chris Ash.
I don't even remember it.
That's a
I
good
just
thing.
remember they had a real lit trailer,
Yeah.
and I was going in there thinking that thing was going to be off the chain, and then blah.
You and everybody else.
Nothing.
And
I think I went to sleep in that.
Well, they're gonna get 3 movies. The first one obviously is gonna focus toward Aang, but I was unaware they're getting 3 movies.
yeah,
So hopefully, it's a lot better than that bullshit that came out with
that shit was
M. Night
horrible.
Shyamalan.
Who has the rights to it?
I don't know.
Nah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, not
No, well, what you talking about? The Shyamalan?
No,
The newest one is on Netflix.
I
They also
find
got
out for
you.
you.
Nah, I
I'll
think it's
find out for you.
Netflix, and they got Yu Yakusho coming out.
I heard they coming out with that one, but
I'm nervous for
Avatar-
that, man, because especially how they did on Cowboy Bebop, though.
Hold on, let's find out.
Wasn't that the one they was all complaining about? It got miscasted.
Nickelodeon
Oh, Nickelodeon.
has announced. It says Nickelodeon's Avatar Studios. They created a studios just for Avatar.
Oh wow.
Announced that it's for no. That's animated. We're not talking about that one. Hold on.
Yeah,
hold on,
the live action
We
movie.
got
I
a
think.
live action one coming
Yeah, I
out.
think
They
it's
already
Netflix.
showed the actors and everything. Hold on.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, dude.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll have to double check that. Don't quote me on this one, but we'll check it. What else we got here? All right. Lastly, before we get into some bigger stuff, Game of Thrones. Anybody watch Game of Thrones?
no.
Damn.
I seen one episode on a plane ride to Germany. That was it.
So
And it
I
was
will
edited.
recommend. I will recommend watching Game of Thrones all the way until the last season. Stop at the last
Nah,
season.
he ain't lying.
Yeah, that's fine.
Stop
I don't
at the
watch
last
Why
season.
does
That's what I've
everyone
heard.
say the same thing about
Because
that? Like,
last
everyone
season,
says that.
this had the possibility of being the greatest series
They
ever.
rushed it.
Yeah.
It could have been the greatest show ever created.
Mm-hmm.
The last season drug it down so bad, where it's like I can't even recommend it because why
And they
go through
had
all that
the-
time just to be disappointed that badly?
No payoff.
Right, but the lead up is so great. The payoff is so bad. But prequel series coming to HBO August, I believe, as well. So it's a lot of stuff coming out. A lot of
Hopefully
August
they
shows.
rectify it.
A lot of series coming out.
Yeah, they
Do you
advertised
think it was
uh,
because all those people in that movie or that show now are so big that they're like, hey, we got to hurry up and film this because
No,
X, Y, Z got to do this?
it was the
and that?
It was the showrunners.
They had a falling
They
out.
got paid by Disney to
Oh,
run Star Wars, and they was like, "Oh shit, let's finish up this so we can." Guess what? They never jumped. They never did shit.
They
for
were
Star Wars.
supposed to start with they were supposed.
They were supposed to start, and it never happened.
Wow.
It was supposed to be the Han Solo movie that they were supposed to
They
do.
never
And
did it.
They got fired right before the whole thing was
So they rushed this last season for nothing.
They still got paid, though.
So
They still,
They still got paid, but
But they burned
they
the
put
bridge.
out they put out a bunch of bullshit. Now everybody looking at them like, yeah,
Like,
y'all
you
good.
heard from
Wow. That's terrible.
They got
The movie that I did see was great though.
So
I love that movie.
on to bigger news. My boy, everybody's favorite Virgo, Keanu Reeves, not you, Corey. Keanu Reeves came up, showed out at San Diego Comic-Con. He showed up to talk about his new anime series, which has 2 seasons confirmed in Netflix for Berserker.
and a live action film as well, I believe.
But however,
We want to talk about
you don't like John Wick?
No, we want to talk about.
Oh, baby, I thought you was about to
Besides
go.
Jules telling us,
I thought you was about to go
Yeah, it was
crazy right
Jules
now.
gonna come out the theater. I ain't.
Part five,
He's like, I ain't gonna spoil nothing. I ain't gonna spoil it, but
All I know is
John Wick 5 gonna be off the chain.
Okay, hold on.
All I know is
All right.
I saw Donnie and I almost passed.
we had a John Wick trailer drop,
Supposed to get Van Damme.
and I don't care. Well, I ain't gonna say I don't care about nothing else, but
I'll-
it made my weekend better. I'll tell you that
Yes.
much.
I slept
So
good
let's
after-
just
I
let
slept
me
good
just
Friday.
let me just get a little showing for everybody,
They dropped this on a humble though, man.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this.
cause you can't
Picture
disrespect.
Thursday, right? They showed a
can't-
little
I
still.
They
Yeah,
did. They
yeah.
did release some footage or some pictures, but here we go, man. Here we go, man. You can't disrespect my boy like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was,
Oh my God.
that's it.
That's all we needed, right
That's
here.
all I needed right
That's
there.
all
Yep.
we needed.
You can push pause now.
Yes. Keanu Reeves is 55 years old and still hanging with these boys, man.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
Jeez.
Shooting them in the air,
And these
boy.
two
Come
get it?
on,
Oh,
stop it.
Come on.
Stop it. Dom.
Donnie has 45 minutes of screen time.
All
March 24th.
Wait.
yeah, you was right where it needed to be. Donnie Yen.
Chill
I need to see.
out.
Yeah.
This is like a action man's like fantasy.
And
Ow.
hold on, but I think Donnie Yen's older than Keanu Reeves.
He is, I think. We could double check that.
57.
He at least
I think he's-
83.
I think he's 50. Yeah, I think he's older than him. I think he's like 55, 57, something like that. Yeah, that's.
He can, and Donnie Yen can still move like a 20-year-old on screen.
There's only one person that get done after this.
Yeah,
Van Damme got to get
Donnie
this.
Yen's 58.
58.
58.
Wow. And he's kicking like that.
Keanu Reeves said that's his
That,
next
that
movie.
dude ain't no joke, man.
Who you got? Mark? Yeah,
he got Mark. Yeah, the coaches, him, Donnie Yen.
Keanu Reeves,
He got the
57.
two guys from the Rave Redemption. Oh
He went and
man.
got everybody.
This is two 50-year-old dudes, guys.
And hold on, don't forget. We can't forget. He got Scott Adkins in this too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Who else in acting right now is going to put this much work in as far as stunts, action, scenes? We can say Daniel Craig, but Daniel Craig was not doing rolling on the ground type shit. He'll do some scenes himself, but a lot of that shit is
not gonna do
But it all depends. It all depends on what
It's a stand-in.
what the project is.
The only one I can think
this.
of off top.
My boy Keanu really be doing that jujitsu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all seen the video? of him
Really
on the
be
ring?
doing that jujitsu shit. Really be doing that judo shit. And he be on that ground rumbling and rolling like the rest of them.
And you can see the camera, and it's him.
The only other person I can think of off the top of my head is probably Jackie Chan.
But even he's like using a
Yeah.
stunt man now.
I mean,
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Jackie
you seen
Chan
that.
about 95
Jackie's
years
old,
old.
man.
Yeah,
Jackie's
you
120.
gotta. You
Matter of
can't.
he's
Jackie
talking-
Chan the closest. Jackie Chan is the top of the pinnacle though.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody ever gonna do what Jackie Chan did. This nigga
No.
jumped across the building.
They won't let nobody do
He
that.
jumped off the rooftop.
They got insurance things. It's like, no, you were not doing that.
He jumped off a rooftop to another.
You guys remember too? Over in China, they got more liberties to do things that they were doing.
That's why Donnie Yen don't really do a lot of American movies.
Yeah, if he was here, none of that would be going off.
And side note, Jackie Chan, the man over there. Too.
Yeah.
He's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Jackie Chan got mad kids.
Yeah,
You know that?
Yeah,
That nigga got mad.
And-
Won't give none of them money.
you know what's crazy too? Like Jackie Chan is a man
going
over there,
through.
but he don't have he doesn't have the highest grossing film over there.
Yeah, Donnie
He
Yen
probably got the most in total
It's,
though. He got 1,000 videos.
The movie they acknowledged it at the Oscars a few years ago. Wolf Warrior 2 was like the highest grossing movie
That's
over
a
there.
dude that I
That
want to
sounds
see
like some
him.
bullshit.
No,
Yo,
it was-
that's
no.
the guy that Keanu got to fight.
Yeah,
he
Wu
got to fight
Jing.
Wu Jing.
If he I think he's like recovering from like double ACL injuries, but he was supposed to have been in Hobbs and Shaw, but he got hurt because what's the Rock had pictures with him and Statham had pictures with him, and they was about to do something, but he got injured and he was on crutches
I'm gonna have
when
to
they
look him
showed
up.
him.
Yeah, Wu
I don't know.
Jing. Yeah, he nice.
Watch when Wu Jing fought 100 people like Keanu did in The Matrix, the second one,
But
Reloaded.
can he beat
Bro,
what's my nigga name?
look up. Hold on, since you got the
Can he
phone
beat
right now-
Bolo? What's the nigga name from
You stop. Put in
You know what I'm
SPL.
talking about? What's his name?
Bo Yen.
Boy, the big Asian.
You talking about
Boy,
Bolo? Bolo, yeah.
John
yeah.
Claude Van Damme.
Yeah, you talking about Bolo?
Chinese Hercules, man.
Can he beat him?
Pause the
All right.
podcast. Pause the podcast. You said Bolo Yen. Bolo still look dangerous though. I'm not
that nigga
crossing
crazy,
that man.
bro. I don't care what
Yo,
it
he's
is.
like 70s. Oh, he's like in his 80s, and this dude, he's
They
still.
gotta bring him back one last time.
If you want to see like who Wu Jing really is, you gotta watch SPL 1 when him and Donnie Yen fought in the alleyway.
I'll
That's it.
check it out.
Yeah,
That's it. Anybody else out there that don't know who Wu Jing is, check that movie.
I fucks with him heavy, man.
So
both Wolf Warriors.
Let's end this non-Marvel talk with DC. All right.
Go ahead, Jason. It's
All
all
right.
you.
Look. Let's try to not be biased,
Can we?
and let's just talk about and think about what they put out and talk in context of only DC. Don't compare them. All right.
I do want. I
So,
do want to make one request though.
Go ahead.
One request. While Jason, says his piece, we need to play the end theme for the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
Just to have that playing in the background because I feel like this is gonna be a long journey. It's
we need
gonna be
that.
upsetting.
We need that.
Nah.
We need video. We need video of Suge Knight at the Sorcerer Wars. If you don't want the producers all up in your video and the head guys all rewrite your scripts, come on over to Marvel. Nah.
So DC had their panel, their conference, and it wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't Marvel. So look, they showed what was first, Shazam.
Yeah.
So we got a Shazam trailer, and actually we could take a look at it. I honestly don't
Part
think
two,
it. I honestly don't think it was that bad.
No,
looks good.
I agree. I like
It
the
looks
trailer.
good.
I like
And
the
I
trailer.
think
Yeah, it looks
I like
good.
the first one.
the villains
I did like the
are
first one.
some
The first
new
one was good.
villains they created for the movie only. But let's just
gotta
take a
watch it
look.
early
How
today,
long
man.
is this? 2 minutes. We'll see.
Three
All right,
times trying to watch this.
let's just go.
It has its moments. He's funny. He's fantastic.
I mean, it looks good though.
Yeah.
I like they
first
up
one.
the budget.
I'll be sitting
Oh.
20 minutes watching.
Obviously, comedy theme. They're referencing the Snyderverse. All right, let's just remember that they're referencing the Snyderverse.
I feel like a fraud. Doesn't matter. Anyway, a wizard gave me superpowers. You got superpowers. There I'm going.
Them kids grew up, man.
Now everyone's kind of like doing their own thing, and I'm the only one trying to keep it together.
Making good.
You
They
understand?
even gonna have to probably recast them kids though if they keep it like that.
Oh.
But yeah, Megan Good. Woo. Good luck.
Broke up with the boys.
Making good if you watch this little podcast.
It's
What's
my
happening?
time.
Yeah, he look real grown now. What?
Oh, you saw Air Force trailer?
I'm in.
It's not terrible.
It's all about.
Yo, Helen Mirren is like mad cool though. Man.
I like the way the suit looks better in this one too.
Yeah. Don't look puffy.
Yeah, they coming for him, man.
The world knows somebody this.
I don't know how we fight powers like this.
I think I know how to fix this, dude, but I really don't. Everyone can be worthy.
I just felt myself falling asleep.
Though the first movie was actually good though.
I like the first one. I'm interested in this one.
It's
I am.
not
This is
terrible,
good, man.
but it's also not the greatest. That's all I can say.
It's catering to the audience that it's intended it to be.
Right.
I say a 7.5 at best, maybe closer to
It's
8.
kind of on the level of what we just see, Love and Thunder.
Oh, don't,
Kinda on that level?
I don't even talk
I'd
about
say
that.
it's a superhero big, like Tom Hanks.
So,
Oh, we just gonna jump into this with no dialogue.
We'll slow it up. We'll slow it up. But in the bigger news for DC, The Rock came out in full costume, promoting Black Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, off the first trailer, I didn't have high hopes for Black Adam. It looked a little
It was blocky.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
After seeing the second one, I'm gonna go see it in theaters. Do I think it's gonna touch? You know what? Let me not say that because I had big hopes for Doctor Strange and Thor, and they both let me down. So I was about to say, will it touch anything Marvel put out? What I would give DC, the last few movies they put out, been highly rated.
Which ones?
The Batman,
Okay. Yeah.
Suicide Squad got
Joker.
high rated. Joker was high rated.
Okay.
The joint on HBO Max.
Made money.
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker,
I still
real
gotta
good.
watch that, too.
Peacemaker was real good.
I still have to watch that.
So
Justice League, the Snyder
Snyder cut. So they ain't been putting out bullshit. Whatever, all the shit they've been putting out in the last 2 years been highly rated. It's just they got no coherent path, and everybody's like, "What the fuck y'all doing?"
They're
It's
all
all
over
over
the
the
place.
place.
Everyone's looking for it to be Marvel.
But the stuff that they did put out, good review, which I can't say for Marvel. So I'm not gonna count it out. I'm gonna watch it, but let's just take a look at the trailer, and I'll get y'all thoughts after.
Black Adam, what have your powers ever given to you? Nothing but heartache.
This thing gonna be fire.
Damn right.
I'm with it.
See, now watch this. Shazam look like some Disney little kid stuff. What's wrong with you?
Now, I kneel before no in this world.
Oh man.
Wait a second. This the first trailer.
Yeah, this is the teaser.
I fucked y'all over. We gotta stop this.
Oh.
No.
I'm gonna let it play out, but we gotta play the second one.
Well, I do.
October?
Yeah. It was supposed to come out this summer.
I like Brosnan as Dr. Fate though.
Yeah.
If any casting, that's probably my favorite casting right now.
Right.
Damn.
This is the first one, ain't it?
Yeah. And this one I wasn't too sold on. Because of moments like this. But
Damn.
I got
He
a
just
question to
ended
ask
with his
y'all.
hand on the window. I'm like,
I got one to ask y'all now. So they have just put Black Adam as the main villain in the
I don't know,
Shazam
sir, if
movie.
is a villain.
Because, he's played both sides.
Yeah, and they'll definitely have him. Hopefully, they'll have them fighting each other. And he said something.
That has to happen.
He said something interesting,
Zack
saying
Snyder would have did it.
somebody asked him who would win between Superman or Black Adam, and he said it depends on who they cast as Superman.
Black Adam.
So
Yeah.
people booed that response.
Yeah, they booed him out of building
because apparently, it's hinting at. We'll say that, but it's
Maybe-
hinting at a possible recasting for
Maybe that was a shot.
the Man of Steel.
Maybe that was him throwing a shot out there, like, yo, people want to see me fight Henry Cavill, and we don't want you recasting him.
It could be. Hopefully, maybe he know more than we know. But this is the one I wanted to show you guys. Let's get the good one going. What's this one?
Yeah, that's it right there.
Let's take a look at
that's
Entertainment Tonight. So
That's the new one.
Yeah.
I mean, they already had me sold from the first one.
YouTube that.
dun, 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 dun.
Powers are not a gift.
I think this one is better.
Shows with more clarity on what's going on.
One out of range.
I like that shot.
Boy,
Look at Pierce Brosnan.
You believe you are not worthy. Perhaps it was. You can be the destroyer of this world. Or you can be its savior. Or be the hero. Instead, it got me.
This look like he gonna fight
Yeah,
the
see
jazz.
be like, my boy, you wild, man. We gotta, because there's a part where Dr. Fate is fighting them too, and there are a bunch of Dr. Fates trying to hold him back.
So he's gonna fight the JSA in this too.
That's how you do a trailer.
Man.
I'll show you how to do
But
the
it's two
trailer
different
in a little
films,
bit.
though.
So let's just end this segment. We're a couple minutes behind, but we're not too bad. Let's end this segment with thoughts on DC, the state of their movies,
We
what
gonna
you
let
want to
Jason
see,
handle
Go
and
first.
whatever.
All right, I'll just be quick. I think the problem with DC is they're just throwing stuff on a wall and seeing what sticks and what don't work. Don't put out a false report basically saying that Henry Cavill is going to come out as Superman just because, you're 4 movies in a hole.
So DC didn't do it. Deadline put out a
But
report
they
saying
were
that he was
saying
possibly.
they're thinking it's
DC didn't do it. In all fairness to DC, Deadline did it, and they put out this article saying, or little whatever, saying that Henry Cavill was possibly going to show up. However,
But anyway, I just think they're throwing. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. They have nobody that's really sitting down and basically saying, this is what's going to be this is what's going to be this, and sticking to a plan. Everybody's all over the place with it right now. And now you got The Rock basically saying, well, depending on who's going to play Superman, that could be one or two things. That's either shot at that company or basically saying, like, come on, let's get this ball rolling, man. They all over the place right now. And it's hard for me to really get excited for that property. And they put out some good stuff when they want to. If they really just get out of their own way, they put out some good material.
so I know you were a little heartbroken
Man, I was devastated this whole thing.
that Henry Cavill
That pissed me
showed
the hell
up.
off, man.
But
I was
personally, I
ready to do my
gotta
happy
say,
dance and everything.
from what we're going to discuss and what I saw from Marvel, even if Henry Cavill came out,
Still a dud.
ooh, it ain't a good look. Sorry. Yeah. I'm getting ahead of
Marvel was
myself.
on
Go
they
ahead.
shit night.
I mean, for me personally, I love DC. I love their characters. They had a good thing going, and I feel like they hit the panic button because you were trying too hard to be Marvel instead of being DC. Because what I loved about DC and what I love about their end of things, they were different from Marvel. Like Marvel's cool. I like Marvel, but DC, I like that darker, grittier. I liked what DC presented versus what Marvel. But now it was, oh, well, people said this about this movie, and you have directors, you have people make your movie. Like I always say, if you hire them to do the job, let them do the job. Get out of the way, let them do the job. And stop trying to micromanage everything where you started cutting movie times. Oh, we're not doing any movies over 2 hours. Oh, we're not doing this. Oh, we're not doing that because you were being too reactionary to Marvel instead of just doing what you guys do. Do what you do and let that play out and let fans decide whether or not they want to watch that or not. Like, it was the alternative to Marvel for me. While Marvel movies, we making jokes, it's all bright colored and all that. I like the DC. Ain't a lot of jokes in this movie. It's dark, it's gritty. I like that. So when you guys let Snyder start his vision, you should have let him finish that vision, regardless of how bad because they thought they were fixing the problem, but you've made the problem exponentially worse than what it was had you just let him do what he did. Put the other movies in place how you were going to, because now you have a Black Adam and a Shazam, and we're sitting here wondering, will they ever cross paths? If common sense would say they would have to cross paths at some point, but the way the movies are set up now, I don't even know if you got the right environment or the right whatever in place to do it effectively. And I'm really hoping that the rumors are true about The Rock trying to do some stuff on his own, get some things done, because I love DC, but I'm outside of Black Adam. I watch Shazam, but Black Adam's really the only thing I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta definitely see that. I mean, I'm gonna watch, Aquaman 2 and everything else that comes out, but I'm not.
What about Flash?
Oh yeah, I was ready for Flash. I wanted Flash, but now even knowing where things are heading, I was excited for Flash because I was looking at Flash as a possible avenue to get us back into the Snyderverse, at the same time also letting them branch out and do the other things that they wanted to do on the side, because now you're dealing with the multiverse, now you're dealing with multiple things. You could have used the paradox and all that to, oh yeah, we could still tell this story with the Snyderverse Batman, but oh, we could also still tell this story over here where it feels like there's no direction. You're not trying to zero it into anything, but you're also not branching out coherently. It's just movies are coming out now, and we don't know if they attach to anything else. I'm just gonna go watch and be like, oh, this was a cool movie versus, oh, this is a cool movie. What's next? Not as far as it just being a Marvel, like how Marvel does, and what's next. I'm watching it to see what's next. Like, I'm gonna really like this movie, but am I getting anything? I really love Justice League Snyder Cut, but now I'm looking at I'm not getting nothing else. And you just gotta enjoy that. But now it's just like, what else are you looking forward to? Yeah. I'm disappointed if you can't tell.
Corey, Brian, anything?
No, go ahead, speak your piece, man.
I'm good.
Brian?
Well, my thing always been with DC is trying to mimic something that already has been working. Like you just got to do your own thing. Like for me, like the Snyderverse was cool, but I think they had so much going against it, and I've been saying this for the longest time, is that this has all been messed up way before what's going on now. Like the moment they released Batman versus Superman, they went down. It's been down ever since then. That's the God honest truth. He had 3 years. He had 3 years between Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman to make a better, compelling story, and he ain't do it. So like I'm not fully like invested into the Snyderverse like everyone else. Like I did like the Snyder version of the Justice League movie, but for me, and this is just as me because I tell my own stories as well. I think that you can tell a better story, or even that same story, in under 4 hours, and it'd be just as compelling. And I just think that him giving him 4 hours and it still not make enough noise or generate enough want from people to do that I think it's done. Like I don't think you recast Henry Cavill. I just think you introduce him into the different world, because they're already doing Elseworld films. So you might as well, hey, you got Black Adam. Everybody wants to see Henry Cavill and The Rock share the screen together. Make the movie because you've already made the Joker, you've already made the Batman. Those movies aren't included in that world. Make it happen.
That's the problem.
The only thing that's holding them up from doing those kind of movies is who's going to pay for it.
It's not even necessarily who's paying for it.
That's what I think.
My personal thought.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It's just too many cooks in the kitchen. It's so many people.
That's what I said. Who's going to pay for it?
It's not even that who's paying for it. It's like who is actually going to sit down with somebody and say this is what we're going to do.
I think they're doing that, but
they're going about it the wrong way.
It doesn't pan out for them the way they thought.
They don't.
I personally think.
Go ahead. Sorry.
They can't rush to redo Justice League main characters again. I think they need to be selective about who they put out. Make sure they keep putting out quality content. These little duds was keep bringing them under. I got a whole series on HBO Max called Young Justice, and they got a lot of storyline in this little series. A part of which they already doing Blue Beetle, but there's a bunch of other characters not even in Young Justice that they can explore in the meantime until they're ready to bring back their big guns. I personally think they got to recast. Maybe you can get Henry Cavill. What's Henry Cavill in his 40s, late 30s?
I think he's 37. 37.
Man.
They got time, but to redo this again, this feels like it was going to be a third attempt now for me.
What they need to do, just honestly,
it ain't gonna work. And if it just imagine a third one fails, a third attempt fails. You can't do it. You can't do it.
But you know what though? In my honest opinion, I think that they just need to. They need to get filmmakers who really, really want to do the properties. Like you gotta get people that believe in what they're doing, not the people that they're hiring. Because most of the time, these people that they're hiring, like even with Zack Snyder, like I haven't heard of him. Fanboying about any of this, the properties like Superman, Batman. I didn't hear him fanboying about none of that stuff prior.
Right. I'm
so
cool
it's just like you hired him just because I would have hired him to do the visual effects, and I would have hired somebody that wanted to do that movie. That's how I
get your point, but honestly, I can't take away from after watching that 4 hour. I can't take away from Zack Snyder. I can't take away.
Only thing I say about the 4 hour thing is that you could have got there a shorter period of time.
Possibly, and he wanted to do 2 movies.
I mean, he wanted 2 movies. He wanted 2 movies.
The way they separated.
How many times have you rewatched it front to back?
I ain't gonna watch it, but once. I ain't
That's it. That's my point exactly.
I ain't got 4 hours like that.
That's my point though. Like if you can get there with lesser
vision
time.
to me was the best that they presented in the last however many years of DC
Is it something that you would pay to watch again though? Would you pay to watch
if I had 4 hours of time,
if I had the time.
No one's gonna watch it.
If somebody said, all right, we got a new version with a part 1 and a part 2, I'll go watch it.
No one's gonna do it. I'm talking about what already came. Like what already happened.
If there was an equally good movie with a new story,
I'm talking about the same movie.
It's 4 hours. It's hard for you to watch something that you already seen
That's
again.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can get to that same place under 4 hours.
I mean, I watched BVS 3 times in theaters.
So did I.
And
it got worse every time.
But they got your money.
and then look,
we wanted your money.
And that's the problem. It's like that's all they want is the money. They're not trying to make better stories. That's why we're having this conversation.
I mean,
I think
that's
they
what Marvel
attempted.
won too. I mean, but
maybe I just stop giving them my money. That's what I'll do.
But as a side note, though, I love Infinity War. I've only watched Infinity War one time. Marvel.
All right. So, what y'all want to do? We at like an hour right now. We could take a break and come back and discuss Marvel, or y'all just want to go straight into it? What y'all want to do? You want to take a 5-minute break? We want to cut it off a second, or keep going?
Just stop it and.
All right,
and
so we'll cut this part and we'll do two videos. All right, so
we'll be bizarre.
That's it for this one.